Hi, I'm Marvin Plackett, and today is Thursday, October 29th. Greetings to all residents, to all staff, to all guests, to the whole world. We have 4 active COVID cases at this time at Episcopal homes, and that consists of 2 residents and 2 staff. The 2 residents, one is at Episcopal Church Home, and in fact this afternoon they are going to be transferred out of the COVID unit because that person has fully recovered, and then Episcopal Church Home will, essentially today when I do this, when I do the report tomorrow, which actually won't be till Monday, there won't be any cases at Episcopal Church Home, or certainly that is our hope. And the other resident is from the Gardens. They in fact at this time are in the hospital. We certainly wish them well. So those are our 2 residents, and the 2 staff. One is a person regularly scheduled at the Gardens, and the other one is regularly scheduled at Iris Park Commons. Both, of course, are home and are recovering and won't be scheduled until they have fully recovered and are no longer contagious. We're certainly very pleased that the many scores of tests that we have conducted at Episcopal Church Home, Iris Park Commons, and the Gardens during this week, that they've all come back negative. Very pleased about that, except as I identified earlier. You know, you watch the news just as I do, and so I am sure that you have noticed that all the trend lines are negative in terms of where the pandemic is heading at this time. If you look at Europe, throughout Europe, the trend lines are negative. If you look throughout the United States, the trend lines are very negative. If you look at the trend lines in Minnesota, they are very negative. Wisconsin, our neighboring state, they have among the worst trend lines in the entire U.S. And so, you know, it's definitely serious. And you can look at a number of different metrics. You can look at the number of new cases in any one day, or over an average over the last 7 days. You can look at the positivity rate. You can look at the number of hospitalizations, the number of people in ICU, the number of new deaths. All of those metrics are indicating that the trends are negative at this time, which is all the more reason that we need to practice those measures that we know do a very good job of keeping us safe. And that is always wearing a mask when you're not in your apartment or in your room. Staying at least 6 feet apart, the physical distancing, vital. Frequently washing your hands, and if you have any symptoms, self-isolate immediately and get tested. So those are the key measures that we need to be employing at all times to keep yourself safe, to keep your loved ones safe. It's vital. We're all in this together. Everybody needs to cooperate with these measures to reduce the chance that any of us are going to get it, or that in this case we have 4 active cases, but to reduce the chances that it's going to spread. So thank you for the part you have played, the role you have played to this point. Thank you for your cooperation. And even though we're tired of it, because we can't let up. We absolutely cannot let up. We need to stay vigilant. Visiting policies, just a reminder that they vary with communities, and so make sure that you connect with the leader of the community where you want to visit somebody to make sure that you're getting the latest information. You know, I mentioned that we have a case at Episcopal Church Home and someone from the Gardens. That means that all of our other communities, we have no cases, and so that's a really good thing. The Gardens was just informed earlier this week that from the U.S. News and World Report, that's one of the organizations that rates nursing homes throughout the country, that the Gardens is one of the top performing nursing homes in the country. Congratulations to the team at the Gardens. Congratulations to everybody at the Gardens. That's terrific. Remember to get your flu shot. If you haven't done so yet, get your flu shot. If you haven't voted yet, and I know most of you probably have already voted, but if you haven't, make your plans how and when you're going to vote. You can still early vote, or you can vote on election day. That's just 5 days away. And if any of you are not sure, or you have relatives or friends who are not sure of where they vote because maybe they've moved, just go to mnvotes.org, mnvotes.org. It just takes you by the hand. You just put in your address and it just tells you easily, very quickly, immediately, where you need to vote and the hours, etc., etc. So easy to do, all right? Do your part. And if you've already done your part, reach out to one person that you think maybe won't do their part unless you nudge them, all right? Do that. Okay, to bring some joy, we have with us today Mary Payne. She lives at Cornelia House. Some of you may well remember that she was Sister Annette at our 125th anniversary celebration last fall. Very pleased to introduce Mary Payne from Cornelia House.
Hello, I'm Mary Payne. I live in Cornelia House, and I'm so pleased to get in touch with all the residents and guests. This poem, which I wrote for this occasion, is composed of cinquains. A cinquain is a 5-line stanza composed of syllables in the following arrangement: 2, 4, 6, 8, 2. Astute listeners may catch a couple of violations that were used to accommodate place names. Here goes. COVID, weary, 4 walls. Books, years of good company. Valid passports to other worlds. Escape, journeys, far odyssey. Canterbury, in tales. Hell and heaven, love's comedy. Narnia, places, farms in Yorkshire. East of Eden, north of hope. 2 cities, best and worst of times. St. Paul. Romance, Knightley, Emma, Darcy and Elizabeth. Wind-swept moors, Rochester, Heathcliff, Gothic. Pictures in caves, chapels. Creation, then judgment. Portraits, landscapes, flash impressions. Splendor. Neighbors, 6 feet distant. Worlds in conversations. Families, hardships, laughter, faith, treasure. All well, mystics' deep realms. After dark night, a dance. Here, Bible and Lord of the Rings. Kingdom. Thank you. God bless.